Yo, so I'm here. I've been asked to do a bit of a tutorial. I'm by no means a professional. I'm just a little crafter who likes to try lots of different things. And it was mentioned that I put resin on pebbles after painting them. So I thought I might as well show you how I do it. So here we start. This is one I've painted and I'm about to put resin on. So these are what I've bought. They come in a pack. You get 4-5 pots with them, lollipop sticks and gloves. You must use gloves and you must wear eye protection and have a very well ventilated room. Although they're not as strong as the industrial ones, these are craft ones and they're available on Amazon or eBay or other selling sites, that sort of thing. So as I say, take the precautions it says on the instruction leaflet, and once you've done equal parts of each one, you'll then mix in, and it says to stir it in the same direction. Now you'll see in a minute there you go, there's lots of little bubbles. Now that's what happens when it mixes. Don't worry about that, they will settle down. I've gone out of focus again. So you don't want to be with me while I'm stirring this for 2 minutes, because that's what it says. So I'll press pause and hopefully we'll be able to carry on afterwards. So we're back and this is what we have. It's got bubbles in it, but they will settle. Yeah, they will dissipate while it's just, once you've stirred it, as I say, follow the instructions that comes with the packet. So here's one I've done prior. This one's been painted and resined, and this one's just been painted. I've just used ordinary acrylic paints with a top coat of iridescent medium on the lettering on this one. Yeah, just basic artist acrylic paints, stuff that you can buy in the pound shop, the works. Yeah, find one that works best for yourself. This one, as you see, it's got a high shine on it. It's got a few bubbles in it because this was the first one I did. I'm quite pleased with it, it worked out well. Free dog hair. Yeah, not bad for my first one. Quite pleased with that. Please excuse the van outside. As I say, you've got to have it well ventilated. Can't even use my words now. So I've got the window open. So we're going to do this one, and it's an easier way of doing it, I find, is to find me plastic lid. This is just an ordinary Tupperware lid from a Tupperware box. As you see, I've already got resin on it, but with it being the plastic, you can just scrape it off. So it can be quite a clean working surface once you've got rid of all the bits and pieces. But hey ho, I'm not the most spotless of crafters. if you're not making a mess, you're doing it wrong as far as I'm concerned. So I'll put that to one side, but that's what I'll be putting my items on. So the way I do it is I get a little bit of the resin and I put it on carefully, because this is paint, and if it gets wet again it will obviously start moving around, and we don't really want the paint to move. We just want to cover it just for a little bit, get a good coating on. Now you have two choices here. Try keeping it within the camera. You can either just do the top surface so that it's just the top surface that's shiny, but then you could, once that's dried, go round and do the underside. I've seen on other channels that they tend to do the underside first, so when that's dry you put your top coat on so that you don't have a run over onto the side. You excuse my camera moving, it's only on the edge of my table. So you're just smoothing it on. Now this one I'm going to have as just the front side shiny. Obviously with a few dribble marks down the side, because resin will find its own level. Just keep smoothing, just gently, because you don't want to create any more bubbles. See, while I'm doing this, I'm shining it in the light and I'm seeing if any bubbles have been created. See, with it being a natural rock, there are going to be some abnormalities. Not all pebbles are perfectly smooth. Once you're happy with your coverage, just set it down on your plastic tray and then move on to the next one. Which is this little chap. Now this little chap's already been resined, and as you see, this is where it's found itself leveling, but I will be using the Dremel and I will be smoothing that off, but I wanted a flat base so that he sits quite steady. See, I'm also going to do a second layer on the eyes. Now that's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to put a drip on the eyes, and then I'm just going to let it move around a little bit, just a little bit, because I want the eyeballs to kind of stand out a little bit. See, you probably can see there's quite a few bubbles in that, and I don't really want to move it round too much. So I'm just going to try very carefully and just kind of pop them, I suppose. But they are only tiny, so they might go. But it's a learning curve. I'm trying. I'm very trying, my mum will say. Now I want to keep it in that position while it's drying. So what I'm going to do is I've got another pot here and I'm just going to pop it in and try and keep it, which didn't work, at that level. No, that's not going to work, is it? Oh no dear. Oh no. Oh. Well, it's live. Well, it's not live. Haha. Looks like I'm going to have to fill that whole space in. I didn't really want to do that. I think maybe I should have put a little bit less on that one. Well, let's see if we can do that. Let's take some off. We can but try. No harm in trying. I did want it to stand up out of the eye socket, so to speak. But I think that might work. I'm just looking around my messy craft room to see if there's anything I can pop it in to keep it at that position. And would you believe it, there's never anything when you want it, is there? Right, so I'll pop it on there for now, and when we're off camera I'll see if there's anything I can do with it. So the next one I'm going to do is this little chap. Now this little chap has been varnished with a acrylic varnish, but he's not waterproof, so this is the main reason for me doing painted pebbles, because I'll be popping them in the garden so that there's a little bit of interest in some of me pots over winter. So then this is what I'm going to do with this chap. I'm literally just going to smear it over him, only a light coating, and then I'm going to play with it because it's going to go all over, just like that, just gently. Smear it all over, really gently. And you'll see that the resin changes the colour of the stone. It doesn't really, I mean, if you've been to the beach and you've seen pebbles and you've gone, oh, that's a lovely colour, and then when you get them back to the car or into the bag, they've dried off and they're a different colour. They all seem to look prettier when they're wet. So this is the idea behind my thinking. if you can make them look wet all the time, brings out their colour, makes them shiny, makes the paint that you've painted on them waterproof. So you'll see, now that hasn't got a big coating on at all. But it is coated all over. I don't mind where me thumbs have been because, as I've said before, resin is self-leveling. So it'll fill in all these little bumps and bumps. And again, it'll give me that little edge on the bottom, a little plinth, which you can use a Dremel to skim it, or a scalpel blade or something. So that's that one, nice and shiny. Pop him on the plastic and we'll get this one. So this one again is acrylic paint, and I've actually used nail foil to create this colour. You know, the pretty coloured stuff that they stick on your nails in nail salons. You can get all kinds of different patterns. Well, this was a pink marbly effect. First time I've ever done it. To be honest, I wasn't too impressed, but I will try again because the other channels that I've watched, it looks really, really effective. So again, just gently pop it on. Now these, I've put a few quotes and things on these, you know, slow down, relax, that sort of thing. Take a moment, because we are busy. We are always busy. So we should be able to take a moment. We should be able to put our phones down. Oh, have we got another free dog here? We have got another free dog here. Look at that. Oh well, never mind. Take a moment. Stop. Breathe. I'm not saying all day. I'm not saying an hour. I'm literally saying take a moment. Appreciate what is around you. Find something so small and usually insignificant that you walk past every day. The tiny little daisy that's growing in the cracks of the pavement, and appreciate it. The cloud formations. Sit there one day in the park on your lunch break and look up. See what shapes you can see. You know, there's loads of shapes. Used to do it when you were a kid. You'd lay on the grass and you'd look up and you'd go, I can see a teddy bear, or I can see a sheep. You know, go back to that. Get back that. Take a moment time. Enjoy things. Painting pebbles can also, you could paint, you've planted something. So you've planted carrots. So paint a carrot and pop it on your stone. Pop it in the trough that you're growing carrots in. Or your little potted plant with thyme and rosemary, your herb plants. There's something different than a stick with a name on, or, you know. There's loads of things you can do. See, this is very rough where I've used that foil. So this is going to need another coat. but I will do this as it is for now, and I will leave this to set. It says on the instructions 20 hours, so I could leave my video recorder recording for 20 hours, but I think you'd find that pretty boring. Literally watching resin dry. But hey, each to their own. But no, as I need my phone for other things, which is my video camera, I will press pause. I will come back to it. I probably won't press pause actually, I'll stop it and then see if I can edit it in somehow, and we'll pop that down. And here's another one. Now you'll see this is a dark grey. Dark grey stone. But when it gets wet, it looks black. So I thought it might look quite effective, which is why I chose this one to put the silver. Now this is just a silver pen. So I'm literally just using the acrylic, the resin that's on my gloves, just to show you the colour difference from the grey to the black, and it will dry that lovely glossy black colour, and with the little purple flower on, that will look quite nice, I hope. So I'll put another little bit more on, just to make sure we fill in these bumps. As I say, they're natural stones, they're natural pebbles, so they will have bumps, and the resin will fill those in. Just gently smooth it out. So, the next time you're walking by a stream or on the beach or in a park, anywhere you find a little pebble, it doesn't have to be a big one like this. And if you are taking them from the beach, please only take one or two. And riverbeds. Or you could, there are kits available that you use cement and you make your own pebbles. I don't know how much they cost. That way you'll get uniform shaped pebbles. It could be plaster of Paris or concrete, I think they use. I'll look into it and I'll do another video and I'll let you know what I found out. I think that would be the better way to do things, because taking pebbles from beaches and rivers isn't really a good idea, and in some places you're not actually allowed to do it. You can buy them from garden centres. They sell bags full. You can buy them from aggregate centres, building suppliers. So you can get them. I'll try and work out which is the cheaper option, whether buying them from a garden centre or a building suppliers, or making your own ones with the moulds. And I'll let you know what I've found out. So yes, to the lady that wanted to see me do some resining, that's how I do it. There are loads more professional people out there, but some people find professional people really intimidating to follow, whereas I'm just like having a go, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and if it does work, bonus. So there you go, that's that one. And then I'm going to leave them. I'm going to leave them for about 24 hours, and the excess I'm going to do some different pebbles off camera. So there we go, there's all our stones. And this one has dribbled and didn't want that to dribble, but hey ho, I might sit him back up again. I think this chappie's going to have to get another coating. So don't worry about them sticking to the plastic, because it's plastic they'll come off easily enough, and it's easy enough to be cleaned. So we'll see how that goes. Ta-ta for now.